Looks like we'll get going here. It's 1 o'clock. Said I was going to stream today from 1 o'clock to I don't know when, but probably going to be about a 3-hour stream today if I were to hazard a guess. We'll see what we can accomplish in 3 hours. Actually, I think we can get quite a bit accomplished in 3 hours. See if we can get this all set up here, and then I'll be better off. All right. Okay. Currently, everything seems to be okay. Everything seems to be broadcasting well. We're up and at it. Let's go to the chat screen. Okay, she must be using something different because I am not. Okay, that's the chat room. That's not it. All right. So we're going to pick up where we left off on our tips and tricks game. For those of you who haven't watched the first 2 episodes of this, we've gone through and we've moved up. We're using the Nav's game map. We've moved up to the Working Stiff Tool Store, which is just to the east of Dyersville. I'm sorry, just to the west of Dyersville. We've gone to the Crack-A-Book down the road to the west, and we found some really good books in the Crack-A-Book. We were able to pick up the crossbow book, the wrench book, the clawhammer book, I think a couple of armor books, the pistol book, the hunting knife book. We got really lucky on that run, and we went yesterday and picked up the airdrop, which it really didn't have a whole lot in it. There was some armor gloves, I think, blueprint, but other than that, a few first aid supplies, that sort of thing. So let's get started and see where we're at. I believe we are going into the night of day 5, or we're going into the 5th night. So let's see if I'm correct in that. Also, if anybody has any questions as I go through this, feel free to ask them in chat. I'll be happy to answer any questions and see if we can help you out, keep you from making the same mistakes that I have made. So yes, I am correct. It's day 5. It's 2200. Looks like we need to get something to eat and drink here because we are getting a little low. So I have some boiled meat that I made earlier. We're going to use that. We have some eggs and some meat. I may go ahead and cook some bacon and eggs just so that I have it. And that way when I come back, if I'm really hungry, I don't have to wait for it to cook. I can go ahead and cook it here at night and have it ready to go. So, not a bad way of handling the food and getting it all set up here. We're up to 85 and we made it to 99, so now we're going to get something to drink. And get something to drink. And I think one more. Okay, good. So we're at 99 and 99. So that's not bad. We're going to go ahead and get the eggs and get the meat. Tab. Go to the cook fire. We're going to make bacon and eggs. We want 4 of those. And we're going to put the rest of this stuff back in the chest because we don't want to be having the raw meat on us to attract more zombies at night. I think we're doing okay right now. And we'd rather not attract more of them. Yeah, I hear the one downstairs. I think they're spawning inside the tool store because it seems like every night we're getting 1 or 2. Again, not a big deal. Yeah, sensed. Yeah, it's probably the fire that's doing it. We've got 2 of them. There's the 3rd one. And of course, as soon as this last one finishes, we'll turn off the fire so it doesn't attract any more zombies at night. We've got plenty of rock. We've got plenty of meat. I'm sorry, plenty of rock, plenty of wood, and plenty of plant fibers, so we can craft some tools tonight, because we need to get our tool level up. We're going to do some stone axes. It says we can do 113 because that's the plant fibers we have. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's just do 113 and we'll go with that. Alright. Power leveling at night, especially during your first week, is pretty much essential. You want your weapons as high as possible and your tools as high as possible by the end of week 1. The day 7 or the day night horde is not really that bad, so you can handle them just about anywhere you're at, as long as they can't get up to the rooftop, or if you're in a house, as long as you blocked off the 2nd story where they can't get up, you should be good to go through the first night horde, or the first 7-night horde. Now the 2nd, on day 14 or night 14, it's a little more difficult, but again, you can pretty much make it and wait it out anywhere. Where you start to have difficulty is on the 21-day horde. On the 21-day horde, police zombies and feral zombies start to arrive. Police zombies will spit an acid-like substance at you, like an acid vomit that they spew, and they can spew it from a long distance, and it does damage to you. Not a lot, but it does enough that, if they hit you several times, they can kill you if you don't have first aid kits. You also get feral zombies, and the feral zombies are really hard to kill. You can shoot them dozens of times with an arrow, you can hit them dozens of times with a club, and it just takes a long time to kill the feral zombies. The best way to handle them that I have found so far on Horde Night is to have lots and lots and lots of wood spikes, or wood log spikes. The wood spikes, the regular wood spikes, are fragile, they don't last very long, but they do a lot of damage, and they will slow down the horde a little bit. The wood log spikes do less damage, but they're harder for them to damage over time. So if you've got some good wood log spikes that have been upgraded, because the wood log spikes can be upgraded to higher levels with more wood and metal, you can go that way. And they really do a lot of damage. Usually a couple of rows of the wood log spikes up against whatever building you're in, and then 4 or 5 rows deep of the regular wood spikes out from that is enough to take a horde down to a level where come 4 o'clock in the morning, you can go down, shoot it, and handle it. The only ones that are really going to be a danger to you still after 4 o'clock in the morning are ferals if they're still standing. If they've lost a limb or whatever, you can still shoot them with your crossbow or your bow if you don't have a crossbow yet, and just kind of move away from them. They can't catch you after 4 o'clock in the morning because they're no longer running. And again, these are with the settings that I showed you in episode 1, which I recommend for beginners. So be sure and keep that in mind. In my game, from 10 until 4 in the morning, the zombies run. So you want to be well secure at night, like I am right now. I'm up on a roof. If you watched episode 2, you saw that I placed wood frames all the way around the building. And what that does is it keeps the spider zombies from getting up on top of the building. Spider zombies can draw other zombies, especially if they see you. So you just kind of want to make sure that you've got wood frames or metal bars all the way around the building so they can't get up on top of the building and attack you. On top of the building, they're really not a huge danger. You can kill them with your club, you can kill them with arrows. But the problem is that if you don't kill them fast enough, they kind of scream and they'll bring in other zombies from that. If you get a couple of them up there, then you're going to probably end up with a mini horde down below. And you want to avoid that if you can. Alright, we got 18 to go. We're up in the greens now for our tools. That was kind of where I wanted to get to for the evening, and we've gotten there. I'm going to have to make a new pickaxe because that one's about gone. Probably not going to make a new claw hammer right now because it's 268 and that one will be just fine. And the regular fire axe I will not be making yet until this steel fire axe can no longer be repaired. Well, I don't have steel smithing, so I can't repair it. So once it gets down to the point where it needs to be repaired, I'll just scrap it and make a new iron axe at that point, an iron fire axe. Okay, we're down to the last couple here. Okay, good. So now we're going to go over here. We don't have the forged iron, so we need to pick up some forged iron out of the chest here. And now you'll see I can make an iron pickaxe. And I'm not going to go ahead and start to scrap the other one just yet because I want to show you the comparison between the two. Kind of give you an idea of why we want to get these levels up on these tools. I'm going to put it up here so it'll be right beside the other one when this one gets done. And then we'll compare the entity damage and block damage that they do. Block damage is probably the one that's going to be the most important to us because this is what we're going to be using an iron pickaxe for. We're not generally going to be using an iron pickaxe as a weapon. We want to use it for breaking up blocks, etc. So you'll notice the block damage on this one that's about gone. It's a 265 is 883. We go to this one. The block damage is 65.94. A lot of that has to do with the fact that this one is almost broken. So keep that in mind. It would be higher if it weren't in such a bad state of repair, but it's still not going to be near as good as this 319 pickaxe, which is quite a bit above its level. We're talking 35, 45, 55, 54, about 54 difference between the two, and it does make a big difference. So what I'm going to do is scrap, and you'll notice that my iron is at 233, and when I scrap this, in just a moment, now I get 7 iron back out of that. Yes, I know it took forged iron to make it, but when you scrap it, you don't get back any forged iron, you get back iron, which you can then smelt in your furnace and get clay with it and make some more forged iron. But again, when you scrap something, you're not going to get back out of it what you put into it. Just keep that in mind. And you may not get back the same thing. In this case, you notice we got back iron, not forged iron. Again, I'm not going to make another wrench yet. I could, but I'll use this one until it's no longer workable, and then I'll make a new one and scrap this one. Same thing with the claw hammer. Just not really any need to go and do that right now. So I'm going to move these over. I'm going to put my water up here, put my glass jars back in the chest. Actually, I'm going to bring the glass jars down on the bottom so I can tell what I've got. I've got 9 bottled water there. I've got some murky water that I could go ahead and boil. I've got a pistol that I could take apart. I've got some pistol parts, so we'll go ahead and swap out some pistol parts here. They'll make the pistol a little bit better. I think that's the only pistol part we have right now, so you'll notice that brought the pistol up to 118, even though it's only one part in the pistol. So definitely improved that pistol tremendously finding those parts yesterday over on that building out in the water. That came in real handy. And because this is beige, I'm just going to go ahead and scrap it. The only reason I kept the pistol, even though it was beige, is because it was a complete pistol, and as I add parts to it, it gets better, like you just saw. So just because a pistol is beige, if it's the complete pistol, you can go ahead and keep it because you can then add on to it later. I don't think I have any more gun parts for the pistol, so I'm not gonna... Oh, wait a minute, I do. I've got the pistol barrel. How about that? That's nice. Alright, that brings the gun up even a little bit more. So we'll scrap that. Now, I'm not going to carry the gun around on me right now. And the reason I'm not is because it's just, to me, in the beginning of the game, the guns aren't really that useful. I don't have any skills with the guns yet, and that does make a huge difference. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of try and keep the food on the second row here so I know where it's at. I'm just going to do a little bit of inventory management right now, since we're waiting it out for the night, and we're at 2:23. So we don't have a long time to go, but you know, just kind of organizing this stuff so that it's easy to find later can be a real big benefit. So keep that in mind, that you want to try and as much as possible organize so it's easy to find things. And look, I got 71 plant fiber in there. I didn't even realize that. I could have used that a minute ago and continued some more power leveling for the tools. But since I'm done with that right now, I'm not gonna worry about it. The 9mm rounds I'll put over. Obviously, I'm going to keep the blunderbuss. The blunderbuss is going to be good for us for slowing down dogs if we run into any dogs. And we probably will on this next day. We're probably going to end up having some dogs. They may come in the morning, and if they come in the morning, I might be able to shoot them from the top of the building. If I go downstairs and I run into them, then I'll use the blunderbuss, and it would probably help if I put the blunderbuss in my inventory so that I can use it if I need to. Yeah, let's go that route right now. Okay, that looks good. Let's go ahead and get a few more things situated here. I'm going to bring these down because this is stuff that you'll use for making ammunition later. I have 7 iron arrowheads. I'm going to go ahead and bring them down too. Put the forged iron up in the corner. Do this. Yes, I know the brass is used for making bullet casings, but I can't do that until I have calipers, and I don't have those yet. So once I find calipers for the forge, and I find an anvil for the forge, I may end up having to make an anvil. Probably won't make an anvil. I'll probably try and find one. It does use a lot of iron to make the anvil. I may go ahead and put some more iron in the forge along with the remaining clay I have. So, where are we? No, we're at 3 o'clock, so we're not there yet. So anyway, what we have here at the moment is okay. Alright, that's interesting. Okay, I have quite a few plants and things up here that I can move around. I'll move the cotton over here. Cornmeal can go down with the food. We don't have any seeds yet. I need to find some potato seeds. I can get corn from across the river here near the farm, but it would be nice to find some potato seeds so that we could plant some potatoes and get us a little farm going up on top of here. That way we can start making some meat stew, and that gives you a lot more health, a lot more fullness. So keep that in mind. Feathers, put over here with the gun parts, along with the arrowheads. Blue. I could plant coffee beans, but I don't really care right now for them. I'll keep the coffee tins. I could make coffee tin mines out of them if I had gunpowder, but I don't have gunpowder right now, so that's kind of pointless. Alright, we're getting close to 4 o'clock. Once 4 o'clock rolls around, we'll head out and go over to the forge, drop off the metal, go ahead and set it for another 20 minutes. I have been told, I do not know this for certain, but I have been told that if you run the forge for less than 20 minutes and then wait 10 minutes and then run it for another 20 minutes, that it keeps the heat level down in the area and it won't bring in, won't call in the spider zombies or spawn in the spider zombies. I have not verified that, but I have been told by multiple sources that that is the case. So, alright, we're 4 o'clock. So we're going to go on over to the forge. We're going to drop in a few items into the forge. Put some clay in there. Put a whole lot of metal in there. And we're going to drop that off. Go ahead and get it up to about I'll go 1940 on it. And we'll go ahead and turn it on. Now, as soon as the clay is done, I'm probably going to drop some more iron over in the other side there. That way, 2 irons are going at once instead of just 1. Probably get some more clay down below later on today. But in the meantime, I'll just let the iron go in the forge. So, we've got that set. We're carrying the paper with us in case we find some more gunpowder. We can make some blunderbuss ammo. Otherwise, I would leave the paper here. But at the moment, it comes in handy, so we'll handle it. Now, I can make an anvil now. I need 200. I got 230. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and craft the anvil and put it in there. The anvil will allow me to make the metal bars, the iron bars here. And I think I have to have the anvil for... Yes, an anvil is required to make the iron arrowheads. So for me to make some arrowheads, I need the anvil. So we'll let the anvil continue to make there. Let's see if we can find where this... You know what, I need to go ahead and finish this up real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to my claw hammer. And now you'll see the beauty of the claw hammer. I can hit them one time and they're upgraded. Where is this zombie at? He is annoying me. There he is. Hey, Gooberhead, go away. Alright, we're almost done. Okay. So, now we've got our little base put together here. Looks good. Let's see if I can guide him around the side of the building. If I can get him over here. Where did he go? Where did he go? Did he go in the building? Probably did. Alright, so I'm going to switch to my bow. We'll go around to the front, see if there's any around here. Alright, where'd he go? Where'd he go? He's beating on the wall, I think. You're annoying. Wow. Got him that time. Alright. Okay. There we go. So, what I tend to do, once it gets close to day 6 and there's a possibility of having dogs coming and attacking me, I generally try to carry the blunderbuss in my hands And then if I don't run into a dog, if I run into something else, I can always switch to a different weapon. But what we need to do right now is we need to decide what our plan is for the day. It looks like we're going to end up staying here for at least tonight, or at least for day 7. I really didn't want to. Kind of wanted to stay somewhere else just to keep the zombies away. I might go to the church and just spend the night in the church. It should be fine for day 7 in the church, and it'll keep the zombies maybe away from my base over there. I don't want them to come in because they'll destroy the crates that are inside. And when I do find a permanent place to live, I want to get away from there, and I can use the crates. I can have the crates respawn if I don't come back in 10 days or so. So keep that in mind as well. There is a chance that I'll end up dying by dog. If I'm lucky, that won't happen. But luck doesn't always play into it. So we're going to kind of look around us, see if there are any zombies sneaking up on us. And then we're going to kind of move forward and take out the zombies that are in the church or around the church over here. Again, looking around, making sure. And again, look around, because they will sneak up on you. Okay, you've just gotten a look at your first bug in the game. There is a bug where she's dead. She stopped coming towards me. She is dead, but she's still standing up. So, that's just a bug in the game. Don't worry about it. The first time I encountered it, I ended up shooting her like 15 times and wasting a bunch of arrows. That's another one that's been annoying me lately, is that sometimes if I'm zoomed in and then I try and run, it doesn't work. Okay, I think I've got them. But again, keep in mind that sometimes there's crawlers in the bushes. You got to keep an eye out for those. Another thing about the church is that there's a graveyard. And alright, I think I got her. Got him. Alright, so I can kill him. I got him that time. Okay, so got some bandages and stuff off of her. Go ahead and loot him. Loot all these bodies that are out here. See what we can get. Now, as soon as I loot from her, she'll fall down. Ah, I got a potato seed off of one of them. Remember me mentioning a few minutes ago that if I could get a potato seed, I could start a garden on top of my base over there? Well, I now have one. So, oh, there's some in the church. Okay, we're looking good.